Look for the virtue. Look for the things that are good. Look for the things that are going right. There's no one on this planet that is perfect. No one's got it all together. There's a place in your life that you realize, man, I can turn my perspective. I can change my perspective.
And turn the tide of your marriage and your home, of your relationship. And listen, right now, some of you listening, you could change the whole dynamic of your evening when you get home today if you change the way you're thinking right now. Those thoughts could have consumed me. Those thoughts come when you get in a troubled situation, but right on the back side of that, there's the encouragement from the Lord that says, hey, with God, all things are possible.
Yeah.
Right. And as bad as it looks right now, and I'm talking to you, as bad as it looks right now, you got to know God is bigger.
If your marriage sucks, change it today. And again,
do something
get off your butt,
right?
Get out of the rut. Your home, it matters. You're there to make a difference. Well, welcome to Home Matters. We are glad you joined us on this Wednesday morning.
Always.
Probably at 5:30, somebody was waiting for this thing to drop, and I know you're glad that you're listening today. We're glad you're listening.
Yes.
And hope we help always. And you got your little pink colors.
I'm looking at our colors.
We're pink and blue.
I'm for the girls today.
Boys and girls. Man and woman.
There you go. We are excited you are here. Eric said it. Thank you so much for listening. We encourage you all the time.
You look good in pink, by the way.
Thank you. Man, give a
you look
review,
really nice
like a good review. Thank you. You're giving me a review right now, aren't you? Give us a good review. Share the podcast. We'd appreciate that. And
tell others.
I am
not so we can be famous.
That's right. Look, I don't have
but
time
so
for
we
that.
can somehow be used of God to help somebody.
I just want more and more families to make it. I mean, not just to make it and survive, but man, to live into everything that God has for you. That's our desire for you. And so that is why last time together we started.
We're going to jump right in to our subject because we left off
on some warning signs.
We only covered 2 of those, and there's like 5 or 6.
Yeah, there's 5.
And so with that, we talked about things you need to be aware of.
That's
if you listen, if you didn't, go back and listen, that are maybe warning signs.
That's right.
Maybe trouble spots for your marriage that you need to be aware of.
Always need to pay attention. Don't get caught, and we say it all the time, in the rut and the routine.
Don't get caught with your pants down.
Pay attention.
Or maybe get caught with your pants down. I'm just saying. I just believe that there's a place.
Oh, my goodness.
That, you can fall into places. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. I'm talking to the married couples.
Okay, well, look, warning signs. We started last time, and the first one was that you just live with drama all the time. You can't resolve conflict in your home. That's a sore spot. Second was life is too busy. Craziness. And I'm telling you, if you missed that podcast, it'd be worth it for you to go back and listen to that part. That applies to everybody's life, no matter where you are. You cannot get caught just in the busyness and the craziness that this society pulls you into. You have got to learn the principle of Sabbath and rest.
So now, you're in trouble if you're there, right? So the third thing that we're going to talk to you about is this. You probably can, you'll be, this will be like one of those things, that may be us. Mm-hmm. And that is this. You begin to neglect the things that kind of brought you together or bonded you together back when you were just starting out. And when I say just starting out, I often ask this question, why did you fall in love to begin with? Mm-hmm. Was it just total, attraction? Mm-hmm. Was it just the chemistry? What was it? It may have been some of it.
It was both of those.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
It was both of those.
But
let me throw this out there, too, because I do think what you're saying is so important. We stopped doing the things that brought us together. But I know in our relationship, there have been things through the life of our marriage that have bonded us together, like new things that we found along the way. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Things that we enjoyed doing together that brought us more oneness or intimacy or unity, whatever word you want to use there.
I mean,
and I think.
Go ahead.
Well, I just think we stop doing the things that we did to start with. We lose that. And then as well, if you find yourself just kind of that there's nothing that you are discovering together that you enjoy to do.
Can I say it this way? Maybe you just don't have a lot of fun together anymore.
Perfect. Yeah.
I think that you can look around at life.
It's not perfect that you're not having fun together. I'm just saying that's a great way to say it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're busy, you're too busy, or you got conflict going on, or whatever. You know, kind of drawing these together. But the fact is you just don't enjoy things together a lot anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I remember some silly things that we'd do when we were. When we were dating.
Are you getting choked up about that?
Yeah, I am. When we were dating, I mean, things we'd do together. You know, we early on, I mean, in marriage, we were fighting the fire. We were talking about too busy. We were in school. We were working. A kid came along. I mean, all this stuff going on.
So many things.
And before you know it, you're living in two different worlds. You're not enjoying anything together. You may enjoy things separately. You may do things separately from each other. But all of a sudden, you realize that, man, we don't have fun. We don't date. We don't flirt. We don't romance.
You don't even have conversation anymore. I mean, you know, most of the time when couples are dating or just, you know, realizing, just walking into their relationship, they can spend hours talking. They can just go for a walk and it just be, you know, just the best thing just time together.
Right.
And over time in a marriage relationship, you know, all the other things that we get involved in, that we get pulled into, we just start neglecting those things.
Right.
And again, you said it, you just don't have fun together anymore.
Yeah. And I think that if you look around and life is kind of stale.
Yeah.
Marriage is kind of boring. Then you got to say, all right, you know, we didn't start out this way.
No.
I mean, most people are not going to say yes. I mean, most women are not going to say yes. If he asks, will you marry me? You're probably not going to say yes if, you know, if you
don't like to be with him.
Yeah, he just is, you don't enjoy him. You don't enjoy the time. You're not passionate. You know, we're just saying that if those things are missing from your relationship and you just kind of coexist, if you can use that word, that's not a word I love to hear, but I'm just saying that there's a place that you're just kind of getting by, just surviving.
Yeah.
Then that's not where you started.
Never.
You didn't ask her.
Started.
You didn't ask her to marry you because you look at her and think, You know, you asked her to marry you because you're crazy about her. Yeah. You love being with her. Wanted to spend the rest of your life. So we're just saying, hey, maybe they're just little things that we've left out along the way, things that kind of bonded us together. You remember through the years, we still do this. We like to, if we're gonna get home late, we like to pick up supper somewhere, restaurant, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Yeah, that's right. And just sit down and watch a show together, or. You know, we just got
not
through
even
watching.
At the table. We just go.
Plug here, House of David. You know, I looked forward to that. I hate we finished that already, but again, we watched that, and it was, you know, you just wait till you get home, eat together,
relax for a little bit,
chill a little while.
I mean, in the mornings, if we can both be, and we try to be at home in the morning, just to drink a cup of coffee together.
Right.
Just, you know, what are the things that you are not doing that you've done before, or that you could start doing, you know, to have fun together, to laugh together. I mean, you need at some point in your life, I mean, laughter is a medicine, right? And there are a lot of marriages that could use a big dose of some laughter medicine, to laugh at one another, to laugh with one another, just to bring that fun element back in your relationship.
Laugh at yourself, right? Don't be afraid of that. Sometimes, you know, people are afraid.
Laugh at yourself, and I'll laugh at you. Don't laugh at me.
They're defensive, right? Yeah, kind of defensive in that. But again, you do need to laugh at yourself. Laugh at each other. You know, this woman sometimes she just is. You know, she's a woman, and sometimes that is fun. That is fun and funny. I'm just
and frustrating all at the same time.
Sure,
right?
But again, we're just saying, learn to. We say this: play together. You know, couples don't get old because, or listen, how does it go? Couples don't get old. I forgot what I was saying there. I'm drawing a blank. Couples don't get old.
I know the phrase that you're trying to say, and I can't remember how it goes.
They get old because they don't play together, is what I'm trying to say.
They don't get old. I don't know. Why do you start phrases like that you don't know what they say?
Because it just kind of dropped in there. You know, it kind of flew through. But what we're saying is try to play together. Try to do things that you enjoy together. We've been, through the years, we've been around sports a lot. We've enjoyed, my wife likes sports, and
I do.
I'm glad she does. Watch a ball game together.
Love to do that.
She likes to shop.
He likes to sit on the man bench.
And I'll go with her. I'll go with her.
Because
I'm not going to do a lot of shopping.
Right?
Yeah, I don't. But again, there are things that she's even been, I'm a hunter, outdoorsman. She's even been to the woods with me.
Yep.
Do things together. Just go on a ride together. She loves the beach.
I love
to go to the beach. We love going to the beach together. So again, all that stuff are things that we all,
just
today we'll have our toes in the sand.
Yes. Just find some of those things, though, that bonded you together. You say, that's just a little thing. No, but it's time spent together. It's memories. It's building the oneness and the intimacy in your life. And if you don't take time for that, or if you just neglect that, or you're just too aggravated and agitated with one another to even try that, then there's
trouble.
Some change got to happen.
It's a warning sign.
It's a warning sign.
You're not laughing together, that is a warning sign. As simple as that sounds.
Yeah.
If you're not laughing together and enjoying things together, that's a warning sign. We got to hurry.
Yes. Okay. Number 4. The negatives are more prominent than the positives in your relationship. Oh, my goodness. So what are we talking about? We're talking about you focus on everything that's wrong, and you don't leave any room to say, well, this is a good trait, or this is something good. You just focus your whole heart. I know a little while back, you're on a series, All in Your Head. And man, that scripture you use so many times, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. The importance of what we're thinking on. Man, that was such a great series. And I think in this point, we can go there, that it does matter what you think about your spouse, what you think about your relationship, what you think about your kids. And if it's all negative, you have to change your thought process.
Yeah, that's kind of depressing to me to think that you would ever live in a place that, all you see is what's wrong. You're just a cynic,
I think people
critical.
Get caught there, though.
Yeah, and that's sad to think that marriages, families exist that way. And I know they do. And again, you get in those ruts, but we're just saying, man, if that's happening and you can't name some good things about you couldn't put a list together of some of the virtues of your wife, or the good things, the virtues of your husband, boy, you need to stop and you need to recoup. You need to go back to the beginning again. Remember your first love.
Yeah.
You need to maybe look at the reasons you fell in love. Some of the reasons you fell in love are still there. They're just probably covered up with a lot of negative stuff, is what we say.
True.
And again, the negatives kind of pile on in life, don't they?
They do, and a lot of times it's just the little things. It's probably been a couple months ago now, but we did a podcast on the little foxes that spoil the vine. It can be the little things that pile up. It can be, something hurtful that happened, words that were said. There's so many things, but if we let any of that just stay there and we don't, okay, back to number 1, resolve that conflict with one another and in our own heart. I think a lot of times we just think of resolving conflict with other people. There's sometimes you need to resolve conflict in your own heart and in your own mind. True. And I think this may be one of those times when the pain, the frustration, maybe the unmet expectations, the failures of the past, those things just pile up and we lose track of the person that we fell in love with.
Yeah, I think the way we think, a lot of times, you said it already, but our thought process is about people in our life, about our husband or wife.
Yeah.
Our thought processes go a long way. What are you sitting around meditating on? What are you dwelling on?
So
and again,
true.
you do have to change the channel sometime. If she said something or did something you don't like, don't dwell on that.
That's
change
right.
the channel, just like a radio station.
That's good, yeah.
Reach up there and press the button. Turn the channel. Listen to something that's different. Stop playing that thought over and over in your mind Because again, it's just one thing after another. You got to set your mind on things that are good.
That's
Philippians
right.
4:8. Think on these things.
So good stuff.
Again, we're just saying that every one of us, we're capable. It takes, I said all the time, it takes absolutely nothing for me to walk around and pick out everything that's wrong.
That's true.
I mean, you can walk around and find things that are wrong everywhere.
Yeah.
But it takes some effort, some intentionality.
That's right.
A lot of times for you to look at the virtue, look for the virtue, look for the things that are good, look for the things that are going right. There's no one on this planet that is perfect. No one's got it all together. No couple has
You're
it all
really
together.
Close though, baby.
No marriage. I know I am. But I'm just saying that there's a place in your life that you realize, man, I can turn my perspective. I can change my perspective.
And turn the tide of your marriage, of your home, of your relationship. And listen, right now, some of you listening, you could change the whole dynamic of your evening when you get home today if you change the way you're thinking right now. Because sometimes, in the morning, maybe it was a hurry, maybe we left kind of on wrong terms. And what do? Most of the time, we let that whole scenario just play over and over in our head all day. And if anything, we get more riled up and aggravated about it than we even were when it happened.
Yeah, I hope you get tired of the rerun.
Exactly.
You rerunning the whole thing.
Just over and over and over. But instead, you have the power. The power of God in your life will help you change your thinking. Maybe it was a horrible exit this morning, okay? Maybe it was just bad. Everybody was running late. Words were said. We're just aggravated, agitated. But, man, can you start thinking on the blessing of God in your life that God's given you?
It may not have been this morning. It might have been 6 months ago.
Yeah, good Lord.
Something he said or done, and you're still living in
mess.
that. If it's what you think about all the time, it's not 6 months ago. It's today.
It's today. That's
so,
right.
Again, we're just saying, man, make sure that you realize you're in trouble, and you need to be aware of that. If all you can do is see what's wrong.
That's right.
If you're focusing on the negatives more than the positives, again, I've said, you can find anything, look in the mirror, you can find some faults, right? But the fact is, you have to look for what's good.
That's right. And look for those things.
I think that may be sometimes influenced by the culture you're part of, by your friend group, by
for sure.
your family of origin. But what we're saying is somewhere, turn the page.
That's right.
Change.
And it's harder, I think, for some people because of either their upbringing or their friend group or the people they're working with. Because everybody you're around all the time just feeds that negativity. Man, you need to turn it off.
Tell people,
turn off the negativity.
If they're complaining about their marriage all the time, that's all they ever do. I tell them that's your fault. That may seem harsh, but I do believe that.
Make it better.
If your marriage sucks, change it today. And again,
do something
get off your butt,
right?
Get out of the rut. I just being plain here. I get kind of fired up. I just don't understand why people would ever live in a place that all they want to do is look at the bad. All I want to do is talk about, I'm just so critical and cynical of the world around me. Don't trust anybody. Don't like anybody. God help us. And if that's you today, if that's you probably already turned me off. But I'm just saying that there's a place that you can change. You can turn the tide. You can change your family tree.
That's right. Start today. All right,
then this 5. Last thing, we got to hurry.
5. Listen, you're in trouble if the idea of divorce has entered your mind, if it's been proposed in your thought, and you think, well, maybe that's just the only answer we have. Listen now. There have been a lot of warning signs today and last time as we talked together, but there's not one of these that is not fixable. Right? There's not one relationship out there that God can't salvage. Can I say it that way? And you'll never convince me otherwise because we've seen it too many times. Yeah. Couples that, can I just be honest with you? There have been some couples and I'm just thinking, well, they're done. Toast.
Never going to make it.
Finished. Not going to make it.
Ye of little faith.
Yeah, I know. It's me. He always has faith. But I'm just saying there's just so many situations. There's circumstances.
You know
there's
what?
all these things. But
I'm joking there to a degree, but in a way I'm not.
What do you mean?
I do believe. I'm at a point in my life, I'm 60. We've been through a lot, seen a lot. I do believe that regardless of where you are, if you'll give God room, He can restore your relationship.
Yes, He can.
He can bring you not to what you've had. I tell couples all the time, I'm not trying to convince you to go back to where you've been. I'm not trying to convince you to settle for what mess you've been in.
That's
but
right.
what I am saying to you is God has a place and a plan for your life. If you do it His way, it is amazing what you can have in your relationship.
It works. Yes. Don't allow your mind. We're talking about thoughts with the point before, but don't allow your thoughts to question your future together. Stop it. Just stop that. We get that thought in our mind, and I mean that thing. You can have that thing all played out.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have it all figured out about how you're going to make it and what you're going to do and how you're going to sustain yourself and, so on and so on. But look, that's a trouble spot.
Yeah.
That's danger zone, right? Stop doing that.
It's not an option.
No, it's not an option.
Take it out of the equation. Take quitting out of the equation. Mm-hmm. Our worst time in marriage, early in our marriage, we hit a bad time. Mm-hmm. I can honestly say, though, that during that time, divorce was never an option. Never considered that. May have thought that, there may have been thoughts that hit us that, we thought, well, we're going to be one of the stats. But you know what? I can look back and say that through all those times, I never was looking for a way out.
I would say, though, that those thoughts could have consumed me. Even the ones I said, okay, well, this is what I'm going to have to do, and I'm going to have to take care of this, and I'm going to have to, because those thoughts come when you get in a troubled situation. But right on the back side of that, there's the encouragement from the Lord that says, hey, with God, all things are possible.
Yeah.
Right? And as bad as it looks right now, and I'm talking to you, as bad as it looks right now, you got to know God is bigger. He is able. He can bring it back together again. Look, you are looking at the specimen of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a case study, right?
Case study. That's it. Case study. God not only, and Eric's already said it, not only brought it back together, but better than it's ever been.
Working good, right?
It's working right.
You look amazing, by the way, today.
Thank you.
Hey, we're always glad you joined us. Come on, heed the warning signs. If any of these things, if you've listened to the last couple of podcasts, hope you've listened, taken to heart. If any of them are there, let's hit them, right? Let's don't let them remain.
That's right. Do something different. Man, we love you so much. Hey, we want you to make it. You can make it. Keep your head up.
Your home matters.
Every day.
See you next time.